Hey everyone, good evening. Well, I'm coming to you live. Well, it won't be live when you see this, from my home here in Arcella, Italy. My place is a little bit in disarray right now. My lighting isn't working. I'm too shiny for this video because I'm trying to make a studio environment to share more video as we go along, and I just haven't got all my nuts and bolts figured out. In the midst of doing all this, I also went on a little trip to Paris, France, and I was excited to go because I wanted to shoot some footage for a different series that I'm planning here in late March, probably premiering in sometime in April. And I guess we could call this See You in the World #3 Epic Fail. Because I went to Paris with kind of a clear idea of what I wanted to do. I really didn't feel like I was prepared in the way that I guess you need to be prepared when you decide to embark on a video environment. I guess what I'm saying is that I thought I knew what I was doing and I didn't know anything. I thought that I would put together a video anyway because I think that one thing that you learn any sort of new journey in shooting video and sharing my photos, trying to be funny and also try to impart some ideas about art and history and what have you. You know, it's a big job. And coming from someone that sort of hasn't worked for many years, I'm discovering that, I gotta get retrained here because I thought that I knew everything and I know next to nothing regarding this whole new endeavor. But, it's exciting, and what is amazing about this journey is that I can only improve, right? My arm is getting tired. I probably should have a tripod, etc., etc., etc. I don't want this to be slick or mainstream or anything that is really not me. But getting back to Paris, which I think that I have some footage where I say Paris, Italy, Paris, Italy, Paris, Italy. And we're here in the beautiful Paris, Italy. And we're here in the beautiful Paris, Italy. And we're here in the beautiful Paris, Italy. Like an idiot. Paris obviously is not in Italy, it's in France. Getting back to that whole experience, I have discovered that I work best when the temperature is California-ish, which means sort of like in the high 60s or 70s every day. The cold here in Europe has really started to affect my cognitive ability, and has just basically made me grumpy. I basically want to eat dolce at a cafe and lay on my sofa and read books. I've never been that way. I like to travel, I like to go see things. I like to get up early in the morning and hit the streets and discover. And I've discovered that as I get older, doing so is not easy when the weather stinks and it's been cold here. I went to Italy. No, I went to France. I went to Paris, France. The whole intent was to shoot footage for this new series that I'm planning. We're on our way to my destination that I wanted to bring up. This morning, we're on our way to my surprise destination that I wanted to bring you guys on for my new series of videos. So we're making our way. We're lost. I think it's this way. We're making our way to the metro. We are in the metro, but we're going to get onto the metro and go to the other side of town. Like I said before, I love taking the metro in cities like Paris. In fact, it's not really that confusing. I think we're somewhere over here, and I think we need to go somewhere over here. Or where we go. New series that I'm planning that is, I don't know what you would call it. It's a homage to a great photographer by the name of Cartier-Bresson. And it's also an homage to people that were working doing photography during his lifetime, which was the birth of street photography, journalistic photography approach of making photographs, and feel a part of all that, not because of if my skills are as good or leaning towards being good or would remind someone of one of these other photographers. But when I go out on the streets and take photos, those photos and those photographers that created them are always something that's at the back of my mind, and it's always an approach that I'm trying to achieve. Are they as good as some photos that are being taken nowadays by very accomplished street photographers? Maybe one or two. I'm still on a learning curve of how to take photos, and it will probably never end. But going to Paris, France was my jumping off point for creating this new series of videos that would start to explore my own photography and compare it with these photographers from the past. And I really wanted to do a good job. And I really wanted to have a clear, concise message in these videos and share these ideas with, I hope, a growing audience. And when I arrived in Paris, France, I realized I was just cold. And my enthusiasm to do what I wanted to do evaporated. You know, it was disappointing in a way, but it's real life. We are not always at the top of our game. We are not always prepared, even when we think we are prepared. And I learned a lesson. I learned that I wasn't prepared. I was not able to fight the elements. The elements fought me, and they won. So in that way, it was sort of disappointing. But now that I look back, I realize that maybe my failure was a gift, because I really want to do a good job that will make a difference in terms of maybe how people see me, a remembrance of me at some point in time when I'm not me anymore. I might be living in Paris, Italy, who knows? I've come back now. I've done something that I usually do when I'm frustrated. I tore apart one of my rooms, decided that I couldn't stand the way it looked anymore, and so I just tore things off the wall. I made a big fat mess, went to the hardware store, and ended up $300 poor, and hoping that it looks nice for my next guest when they come. I guess it was my way to tear myself apart and now put myself back together. I guess the message that I'm trying to make here is that I had this grand vision of being in front of the Eiffel Tower, standing on a platform of some sort, doing one of these things, the Eiffel Tower in the distance and my fingers touching the top, and like it's a toy, because that's never been done before, saying as the video fades to nothing or a transition that's free on iMovie, "See you in the world, number 3. But here we are on my sofa. I get to say, "See you in the world" from my sofa here in Arcella, Italy. As always, I feel fortunate, lucky, blessed to be here and to be with you. Good morning, everyone. Well, we're here in Montmartre, where a lot of the artists from the Impressionist movement made their homes and painted. Up there, Sacred Coeur, which is one of the big churches here in Paris. And if you know anything about me and all my travels that I do, are that there's always stairs wherever I go. Here in Europe and in most of Asia and what have you, they don't have elevators and escalators like we do in the United States. And I've always thought that the best way to conquer a long stretch of stairs is not to just walk up one at a time and then rest. The best thing to do is just run up them from start to finish. That way they're just behind you. So I've been doing this for many, many years, and every year it gets easier. And so here we go. See you at the top. See you in the world.